как говорится. Надеюсь, что эту запись не забанит YouTube. Топ-10 басовых линий. Кэшбэк давай. Не-не-не.
It's time to rev up that low end and give the bass players a little love. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 bass lines.
Yes, Billy.
For this list, we're ranking the best and most memorable bass lines from the world of rock music,
Ну хорошо.
including but not limited to its subgenres of heavy metal, progressive rock, and funk.
Ну, Праймус охренительные, конечно. Базару ноль. Мой любимый
We'll be
басист,
paying
наверное.
close attention to rock
Один
songs
из
in which the
любимых.
bass line plays a particularly integral and lead role. Although we'll be saving famous pop bass
Ну,
lines
конечно.
such as the one found in Michael Jackson's Billie Jean for another list. Number 10, Wrathchild, Iron Maiden. The galloping bass line which ushers in this Iron Maiden classic is by far one of the
Ну,
most
я не знаю
iconic
Iron
from the
Maiden,
band's
я ничего не
leader,
могу сказать.
songwriter and bassist Steve Harris, with Wrathchild still bowling over fans since its 1981 debut on Maiden's sophomore effort, Killers. The song remains a linchpin within the band's set for
Я
many
бы,
years,
конечно,
and
самыми
is still
крутыми
pulled out
басистами
by
назвал
Harris and
бы
company whenever they feel like rocking out and reliving
из
the old
Stone
days
Temple
with
Pilots
former
чел,
frontman Paul
этот
Di'Anno.
Делео. По-моему, Роберт Делео. Там есть Дин Делео и Роберт Делео. По-моему, басист Роберт. Ну, конечно, Фли.
Wrathchild remains a
из Red
stone
Hot Chili
cold killer
Peppers.
no matter who sings it, however,
Primus,
thanks
вот
in
этот,
part to
Les
Harris's
Claypool.
badass bass line.
Ну, Симон Рамштайн, самая крутая. Одна из самых крутых бас-партий. Тоже в рок-музыке. Не знаю. Ну, не это.
Number
Я бы...
9, American Life.
Ну, я бы не эту
Primus.
назвал у Праймус.
Less
Ой, блин, ну у них как бы Джерри Возерейская драйвер как минимум круче. Да? Не, Лакерхед. Не, где именно бас-партия. Блин, даже не знаю. Ну да, вот это. Такая тоже одна из крутых у них именно.
Claypool of Primus just may be the bassist's bassist. A virtuoso of the fat string whose jaw-dropping dexterity
А
with
Дикон
his
это
chosen
кто?
instrument has caused many an aspiring player to shake their heads in disbelief.
Корн крутой басист, конечно. А, Джон Дикон это Куин, понятно.
Indeed, Claypool's ability to coax amazing and unique sounds from his bass guitar has led the progressive experimental funk trio of Primus since their debut in 1984. With American Life serving as an early highlight from the band's second studio album,
В МВПД
Sailing
пиздатый
Seas of
басист еще
Cheese.
есть. Дима из МВПД.
The bubbling avant-garde
В говниде.
bassline here is indicative of Primus's early direction,
Ну, вообще,
which was
Моисей
itself
Великанов
an
тоже ничего,
extension
басист
of
такой
Claypool
нормальный.
and guitarist Larry Lalonde's roots in the thrash metal scene, a riff which captures prog funk craziness with a head-bobbing groove. It's classic Primus. Number 8,
Дикон из
Orion,
МВПД.
Metallica.
Ну, Димон из МВПД.
There will never be another bassist quite like Metallica's Cliff Burton. The late bassman created many magical moments within his all-too-brief tenure with the band, such as For Whom the Bell Tolls. There's also this iconic instrumental from his final studio appearance, Master of Puppets, however, as Orion opens up strong with Burton's intense yet melodic style, displaying some driving drum and bass interplay
Ну, например,
before Burton
Дима,
calms it down with a
вот
rather
он
tranquil
такой
solo.
идеологический басист. То есть ему нравится басуха, и он вот именно... Не то, чтобы он не состоялся как гитарист, а просто ему бас нравится очень.
It's a classic Metallica moment, and one which the band continues to somberly remember to this day.
Ну, вообще, я мало знаю басистов крутых. Вот кто прям крутой басист. Иногда, например, крутым басистом может стать состоявшийся гитарист.
Number 7. My Generation. The Who.
Ну, у Who крутой басист тоже, да. Но я не слушаю Who
There are a
особо.
few iconic names when it comes to classic rock bassists, and The Who's
Ну да,
John
в натуре.
Entwistle is certainly one of them. My Generation was one of the first examples of Entwistle's immense talent on his instrument, as this classic Who jam displays the
какой
bass's
нос.
fast, fleet, and nimble playing style, far more treble bass than most four-stringers. The Ox cuts right over Pete Townshend's massive guitar riffs with the greatest of ease, or locks in tight with Keith Moon's frantic drumming when the song calls for it.
Ну, конечно.
Number 6. Give It Away. The Red Hot Chili Peppers. The world of bass players sadly doesn't have the same amount of rock stars when compared to that of guitarists or lead singers, although this diminutive bass playing powerhouse has always served as the counterpoint of cool to that notion. Indeed, Flea is a textbook definition of rock star bassist, and this frantic Chili Pepper has lived up to it time and time again with his innovative slapping technique and hyper-aggressive attack. Give It Away showcases a groovier, more laid-back version of Flea, however, an in-the-pocket bassline which anchors this slice of slinky and sexy funk. Number 5. Dazed and Confused. Led Zeppelin.
Сидит одним пальцем, там ковыряет что-то, блин.
Sometimes it isn't about how flashy one can play, but how much groove one can lay down with the simplest of riffs. Led Zeppelin clearly knew this rule, as evidenced from this straightforward yet immense classic. Dazed and Confused trudges along with a heavy chromatic riff anchored by the booming bass of John Paul Jones, an immensely talented songwriter, arranger, and multi-instrumentalist, who just might have served as Zeppelin's secret weapon. When the song really kicks into gear around the 3.5-minute mark, Jones really gets to let loose on the fat strings, burning those bass licks for all he's worth. Number 4. YYZ. Rush. Canada's most beloved progressive rock band have crafted countless memorable musical moments over the course of their 40-plus year career, but this intricate instrumental rides that oh-so-delicate line between fan favorite and commercial success. YYZ is notable for a number of reasons, from the always interesting melodic movements from guitarist Alex Lifeson to the dizzying drumming of Neil Peart, but it's the way both musicians lock in with the restrained yet explosive performance of bassist, keyboardist, and lead singer Geddy Lee, which makes this one a Rush song for the ages.
Так.
Number 3.
Спасибо.
Come Together. The Beatles.
https://www.youtube.com/.
Paul McCartney is a rock and roll legend for a number of reasons, and Beatlemania aside, chiefly among them is that he is an incredibly forward-thinking bass player.
Come together right now over me.
McCartney's unwillingness to remain a shadowed figure back at the drum riser gave
как
more
величайшая
prominence to the
партия в
notion of a
истории,
bassist
вот
as a
это.
melodic and upfront performer right alongside a guitarist or singer.
Прикольный риф, но...
This idea was put into motion to great success with the Beatles' Come Together, a song which is not only anchored by its hummable poppy bass line, but indeed defined by it, proving that the bass player's time to shine was indeed upon us.
Ну, конечно, это крутая партия.
Number 2, Money, Pink Floyd. If any band could make something catchy out of an incredibly complex time signature, it's Pink Floyd. Money is one of the most enduring hits from this group, despite its foregoing notions like a chorus in favor of a bass-driven hook in 7/4 time. What makes Money even more successful, however, is the fact that bassist and songwriter Roger Waters goes for a devilishly simple 4/4 rock beat behind guitarist David Gilmour's 3 consecutive guitar solos before driving it back home to the 7/4 for the finale. Even if you have no idea what any of that means, you can't help but rock along to it. Before we announce our number 1 baseline, here are a few honorable mentions.
All my friends, yellow rider.
Ну и пошли не в жопу. Сука, еще сейчас авторские права из этих мьюз обоссанных прилетят. Ну, Гориллас, да, крутые. Тоже непонятно, почему не вошли. Это первое место? А. Ну да, это тоже крутая партия, но, конечно, вряд ли первая. Просто удивила меня. А это, видимо, первое.
Number 1. Another one bites the dust. Queen.
Ну... Может, даже да, окей.
Beyond the shadow of a doubt, this Queen classic showed that even British rock royalty weren't immune to getting down with a bit of disco. The success of Another One Bites the Dust hinges on that supremely catchy bass line from John Deacon, a bouncy riff which gets the booty moving and the feet racing towards the dance floor, similar to what Deacon would achieve a year later on Under Pressure, the band's successful musical collaboration with David Bowie. Another One Bites the Dust proved that Queen was just as comfortable writing groovy jams as they were heavy rock riffs, and they were damn
Протили
good
вроде
at
уже
both.
опровергли. So, do you agree with our list? What baselines do you feel should have made the cut? For more fun top 10 lists published every day, be sure to subscribe to watchmojo.com.
That's the thing about COVID.
Ебать, нихуя бабуля флексит. Мадонне сколько лет? 60 лет. Ёб твою мать.
What amazing stories you can tell.
Короче, она голая в ванной сидит чисто и такая типа: йоу, там хуё моё. И такая: ебать, нихуя бабуля флексит. Мадонне сколько лет? 60 лет. Ёб твою мать. What amazing stories you can tell. Короче, она голая в ванной сидит чисто и такая типа: йоу, там хуё моё.
Что-то про коронавирус травят. Ладно, ясно, пасмурно. Ну, ребят, главное, чтобы вы не болели, как говорится. Хуй.